Advantages of having a graphics card in your PC. A graphics card can be called a video card, a display card, a graphics adapter, or a display adapter. It is an extension card that renders images so that it can display output on your monitor screen. The primary function of a graphics card is to edit and render graphics. Back in the day, when computers were used for basic purposes, there was actually no need for graphics cards. But since the advent of graphical user interface coupled with the need for your computer to display more graphical things and an increase in the trend of PC gaming, there has been a massive demand for graphics card. Basically, there are two types of graphics card. One is the integrated graphics card, which do not have their own CPU or processor but use the system's RAM and system CPU instead. Second is the dedicated graphics card, which on the other hand have their own CPU known as the graphics processing unit and a RAM of its own. Most of the best home computers have integrated graphics card, and the same can be said for laptops too. Games today require a tremendous amount of graphics processing that cannot be provided by integrated graphics card alone. The ideal option for gamers would be to have an onboard dedicated graphics card in their computer. Why do you need a graphics card on your PC? 1. For increase in computer performance. A graphics card has its own graphics processing unit, GPU, which does the work of graphics processing. It tends to increase the system performance by a great extent. It does this by A. Taking load off the main CPU. An onboard graphics solution is generally dependent on the CPU for all graphical processing and calculations. So a part of the CPU remains engaged in providing graphics, which can reduce the overall performance of the CPU and thus the whole system. A dedicated graphics card can prevent this from happening. B. Freeing up the system memory, that is, the RAM. An onboard graphics solution takes up the system memory for storing all the graphics information and data, which reduces a part of the total system memory. Whereas a graphics card has its own memory for performing all graphics-related tasks and processing. Gaming. Number 2. One of the main purposes of the graphics card is to allow playing of graphical demanding games. Although most of the computers today come with integrated graphics, they won't be able to handle most games of this age and day effectively. Even if your computer is able to do so, you have to run it at the lowest setting possible. Hence, the best option will be to have a dedicated graphics card installed. Using a graphics card allows the user to enjoy playing games with decent frame rates without any problems of lag. Number 3. Memory usage. As mentioned before, a computer's built-in graphics card takes a part of the system memory for them to function. If a dedicated graphics card is in use, it has its own memory, thus freeing up memory for the computer. Additionally, these memories are much faster than the system memory. Number 4. Better video experience. Besides gaming, a graphics card can definitely enhance your video experience, especially while watching HD and Blu-ray movies. Moreover, video editing too can be done in greater accuracy. It has its own resources to use in processing and compressing videos. Number 5. Richer gaming experience. If you are a passionate gamer, then a graphics card is a must-have component. Even if you are a casual gamer, having a budget graphics card can enhance your gaming experience to a much greater level. This is because an onboard graphics solution cannot match the performance of a real graphics card, even if it is an entry-level one. Number 6. Performance increase in 3D applications and softwares. If you are a graphics designer or use high-end graphics and 3D application like Photoshop, Maya or other heavy video editing tools, then having a graphics card can really speed up your work. It can also get you better performance and accurate results in these high-end graphics applications and tools. Number 7. Better driver support. A graphics card has better driver support for new operating systems, games, and applications. This is because GPU manufacturers from time to time release latest drivers for their graphics cards to keep them updated with the latest drivers and games. These cards, however, are not without disadvantages. It is important to consider both pros and cons before thinking of installing a graphics card or buying a laptop with one pre-installed. Graphics card consumes a lot of power, hence an enormous amount of heat is generated within your computer from your GPU. To counter this, most graphics cards come with 1 to 3 fans. These fans can cool down the GPU to some extent. Another thing is the cost of it. Graphics cards are generally expensive depending on the model. The higher the price, the greater the performance of the card will be. After all, as said in my local language, obeto dun, owolo pa. If the soup is very delicious, money made it possible. So you just have to pick your poison, a laptop with an integrated graphics card or one with a dedicated one. Adios amigos.